we can talk about anything. We can talk about basket weaving. The bottom line is, if you have a failure in leadership, that organization is going to crumble. If your leadership is in place, it's going to thrive. And I mean, here we're talking about variables in the street and in a contained environment, just as Rikers Island. What does that do for morale? That we can't even figure out how many guards we need, in ratio to inmates. I was a correctional officer, but I tell you right now, my heart goes out to those correctional officers. They work hard. I mean, it's completely unmanned. It's mismanaged. I don't even know how these guys stay there in this environment. It's totally mismanaged. I obviously the money must be good because of the overtime, but other than that, what's the incentive? What's the incentive to stay in that organization where it's completely mismatched?
I don't know. The money is very good, but I was the person who had access to every single camera on that island 24/7. And the things that I have seen, of course it was my job to focus. People are like, well, what about the detainees? How come you don't do anything about them? And I'm like, I literally don't have that job. I did. I was a DA. And when I was a DA, I prosecuted the crap out of criminals. But now this is my job. So this is what I have to focus on. And unfortunately, they hired a smart one to do it. So I'm going to do it well. That's just what it is. But watching those cameras, in general, these officers are facing an extraordinarily difficult job. And the conditions, we talk about Rikers, you guys are on the street, which gives you a lot more variables and it's very dangerous, but at least, you're in an open air. Just the smell, it's depressing to work there. Imagine that's your workplace. Imagine you suit up and you go to work every day and it smells bad and you got to stand on your feet all day and people splashing you with unknown substances. They're threatening you. It's a very dangerous job. And are we giving people the tools to do it? They ended up giving the younger detainees, the 16 and 17-year-olds, to ACS. You guys know about this? They have the Horizon project. So they took the young kids out from under DOC and they gave them to ACS to manage. It's basically an ACS managed jail. And I think they didn't even give them OC spray. They took those tools, and that was such a huge thing because the officers are on Rikers, that's our only weapon. That's our only tool to protect ourselves against certain acts of aggression.